The next episode of our Azami series is here, and we're going to be focusing in on KANAL for this video. Now go down to the comment section and let us know what you'd like to see for the next map in the series. Now make sure to hit that like button. Let's aim for 50 likes on this video. And of course, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. So without me talking anymore, let's get started. It's Alan from the Dangleberries once again, teamed up with Elevate to bring you the best setups here on a KANAL with Azami. Now we're starting off on the top floor bomb site inside the control room. Now this is a one-way angle. A good few of you know about this one, but for anyone who doesn't, this is an insane one-way angle that you need to be using. Now a lot of attackers like to push through printer window or come up the printer stairs. So if you place a keyboard barrier on that beam right where I pinpointed on screen, and then place a second barrier about halfway down, this will create a one-way angle for anyone coming in from that printer side. Now when they're coming up the stairs, they're not going to be able to see you at all, but you'll be able to see about waist down as they approach the top of the stairs or coming in from the window. You'll be able to see here from the other perspective what they're seeing, and the only way they can barely see you is if they crouch. Now you can actually fix this by moving the barrier down a small bit so you can continue to protect yourself as they're pushing in that area of the map. Now, like I said a second ago, you can move the barrier down so that when they're crouching they still can't see you, and you have a really strong power position as a defender. Now the problem with this is that you're at risk of being attacked from that main wall, so by placing a third keyboard barrier just on the side of the bomb chassis here, it gives you that protection, and you can still use it to peek on either side of the barrier for anyone who got that main wall open. So this is like a really strong little setup here, and you can also add a bonus barrier if you wanted to protect yourself from that window, of course, of anyone trying to peek in that side. So you could just place a barrier over the window to cover yourself from any attackers. And moving on to the next one, and this is like another little setup that you can do for the same site, so a variation, so you have multiple choices to work with. So what you can do here is if you place a keyboard barrier on the right side of the desk in the very top corner, and the same on the left side, you'll create a really small angle to watch out towards that red door. Now this is such a strong, again, power position to be in, and you can also look on the left side of the bomb chassis to watch the main wall as they get it open. So again, this is another strong little setup that you can use, and a strong position for defenders to hold off any pushing attackers. Now other keyboard barriers that you can use to protect around the site here is on the top of green stairs. You can place a keyboard barrier just below the exit sign, exactly where I pinpointed on screen, and that will give you a one-way angle, so if they're approaching the staircase, you'll be able to see them before they can see you. Now I'd like to extend and make this even more protective. What I like to do here is if you reinforce the left side of the wall, make a small rotate on the right side, you can place another keyboard barrier on the pillar at the top of the green stairs. So this watches anyone who's trying to swing maybe down 90 or jump in the windows and trying to push you on the top of this green stairs. And then what you can do is you can place a third keyboard barrier, which is just a bonus one, on the side of the desk to protect you from anyone who's sitting all the way out, maybe over by the printer window, trying to shoot through that control window. So it just gives you this really strong power position once again. So you could have someone sitting in this location and then someone sitting over in the control room, and you just have a really strong hold over the bomb site. Now we're going to move downstairs into the basement site for these next setups, and this is for the diving stairs. Right on the midpoint of the yellow stairs, if you place a keyboard barrier just on the top of the ceiling here, you'll have again a one-way angle for anyone sitting inside that kayak site, watching for anyone coming down the staircase. Now they won't be able to see you at all, and you'll be able to see them about waist height once again as they approach the stairs. And because it's a little further onto the stairs, it's really difficult for them to see, and if you team it up with another keyboard barrier right pinpointed on screen, you can protect yourself from any attackers coming down that staircase. Now an extension of this is if you move out into the diving room, you can place another keyboard barrier just on the side of the counter to protect against that window. So if you are trying to peek anyone on that yellow stairs, you will have the cover of this barrier to protect you, and you'll be able to hold this position and help your teammates keep control of the bomb site. Now, of course, you can also use this barrier to peek and get anyone who's coming towards that scuba window. So as they're approaching the window, you have that cover, and you can swing out from the left or the right hand side of the barrier and keep control of that room. Now normally you'd have head holes here for watching the main stairs, but if you want to even create more cover for yourself, you can place a keyboard barrier on the side of the counter here, and you can use it to peek over the top of it onto anyone who's pushing down that main stairs. Now on top of that, if you are sitting behind the barrier to the right watching the yellow stairs, this will give you cover for anyone who decides to hop in that locker's window and start spraying bullets at your teammates. So this is just a really strong setup here for this basement level, and I have a couple more to show you here. So out in the hallway, this is one of my favorite ones. I love using this. So what you can do here is if you place a keeper barrier on this little edge coming out from the wall here, you'll be able to get a small little angle through the side of the keeper barrier as it leaves a small little gap. And then what you can do is if you'd like to protect yourself even more, just in case someone's coming down the steps, because they can see your head as they're coming down the stairs, is if you place a second barrier just exactly where I pinpointed on screen, it will keep that small little gap in the side of the barriers, and you can watch for anyone coming in through Trent's door. So this is just a really strong little hold. Again, if you have someone watching over in the kayak side and then someone sitting right here, you again have two really strong power positions for any attackers approaching the bomb site. You can see here from the other side is as they're swinging out from trench door, they're always going to be looking towards the right of the barrier because they don't see that small little gap. Moving over into kitchen for this next one, and if you place a keeper barrier exactly where I pinpointed on this little half wall here in front of the desk, you'll create a small pixel angle on the side of the barrier. Now this is a really strong position for anyone who's trying to peek that kitchen door, and you can make a rotate to your right as well, so you can retreat back into sight if the attackers make their way into the room. Now I'll show you what this looks like from the attacker's perspective. If they're pushing up to that kitchen door and they're swinging in, they're going to be looking towards the right side of the barrier because they won't even see that small, tiny little gap in the barrier to the left. So it is a really strong barrier to use, and I'd advise you to try it out. Now this is inside the actual main bomb site. On this little green beam here, if you place a barrier right in line with the door here for that red staircase, you'll have that extra cover as they're coming down the stairs. Now you need to team this up with a second one to make this a really strong position to sit in. If you look at the shelving unit here, you can see on the second shelf up, if you place a keeper barrier right on that spot, you'll be able to have that extra cover for anyone coming down that red stairs. There's that tiny little gap between the two barriers, and for them coming down, they can barely see. It's almost a full one-way angle as they approach the bottom of the stairs. You can see here as they're coming down, as I show you from the other perspective, you can see where the bullets have hit on the lowest part of the wall, and even then they cannot, if you sit right in the middle of those two barriers, they have to crouch or go prone to be able to see you at all. So again, really strong for the bomb site, and it's definitely worth trying out. So that's it for the video today, guys. I do hope you enjoyed it. This is just a couple of bonus ones for you to try out here on the security room site. Now, if you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell, of course. Go down into the comment section, let us know what you'd like to see for the next map for this series. And of course, if you haven't got your hands on any of the Elevate bundles, the most recent one, the Maverick one, is available in the R6 shop, so make sure to go check that out. And until next time, I'll talk to you in the next one.